And we are live. Welcome to another episode of Game and Debate. Take it we're a day late, but we're still here. I'm the Branch, and I'm here with K Nami and Jitterbug JJ. Go on and introduce yourselves.
With pleasure. Good evening, glitches. You are now linked up with yours truly, the devilishly sexy DC Trini K Nami baby. And as always, we locked in to win, so let's get it going.
Oh yeah,
Hey, this is Jitterbug JJ. Let's get started.
let's get started. Let's get started and let's get it over with.
Surprise.
Today's episode is dating in today's society. Dating in today's
Fun.
society. Everyone knows their questions. I guess we're gonna try something new here. I guess I should get my phone out and do a time. Let me see.
It's always the fresh faced ones.
God damn it! I think I deleted that. Oh nope, I got it.
I was going to say I could send it to you again.
All right, so I guess the you'll have 6 minutes to answer the question, and then 3 minutes to do a rebuttal or whatever. So I guess who did we start with last time? No matter of fact, who ended last? I can't remember.
Gotta watch the video footage again.
Gotta watch the video footage. So who wants to go first? Let's ask that.
Ooh, I'll go.
Okay. All right, so
We
we're gonna get the
started
game
off
started. We're gonna get the game started. The game is Back for Blood. We'll let that go, and got the first question. First question: Is it okay to date someone at your job?
Well, this is always a fun one. Oh man, so is it okay to date someone at your job?
Oh god.
No.
This is a disaster. My entire life.
No.
Thanks, Kurt. No, you know what? I'll say it's okay. Now, if you go ask any professional workplace, they'll tell you most of the time it's not a good thing. Because obviously it can get complicated, causes conflicts of interest, and bad business amongst coworkers, yada yada. But yeah, but I feel like I do think it's okay. It just depends on the people involved. I think if you're gonna do it, then you should go about it in a way to where, all right, I'll just put out two scenarios. If you're gonna keep it on the low, then just commit to that, right? It's okay to sit back and make like workplace jokes that are acceptable, that are PG. It doesn't push the bet too much. You're not, you're keeping it work related. You're talking about the job, he, working on a project together. And then, after work, or even if you go to like, what are those called? Happy hour, like work related events, just still keep it on the low, man, because you don't want no one to find out. You don't want people's jobs to get compromised. So do your business, you do your dirt while you're at your own casual places, you and that other person. You don't tell anybody at work, because you might have some workplace friends like, ooh, I've been seeing you and so hanging out a lot, and are y'all thing? Like, nope, don't know what you talk about. You sure? But man, like, nope, just don't even get a hold of it. And then if your boss asks, definitely don't admit to that shit, if you're gonna try to keep it on the low. But yeah, just keep it between you two. And I was just gonna say too, now if you actually intend to let because some workplaces are actually fine with it, but what they have you do is that they'll have, depending on the place, they'll have you work at one location of the company, and then they'll send the other person to a different location, which could still be problematic, but at least they're willing to work with you. So at that point, just let people know or ask people like what the policy is before you even start to date somebody, and be like, hey, if I happen to fall for so and so at the workplace, and to see what the policies are for that you can kind of figure out what to do. Then there's also the issue of dating someone beneath you, and then dating someone who's above you, which always makes things interesting. Um, if you're the big boss of the company, and you don't have to necessarily respond to anyone else, then yeah, you still have to be on your P's and Q's, but then you just have a whole different set of problems to deal with, as far as like if someone can get you on harassment, or people just trying to climb the social ladder, trying to use you. And vice versa, if you're that person who is dating someone above you, then you have to worry about them trying to potentially, control your job, if things get bad, things of that nature. So, yeah, I do believe that you can do it. You just need to necessarily have, your shit covered. You have to have all of your, you have to have all of your grounds covered, rather, and just make sure that everything is going as smoothly as you need to, because otherwise it can dispel bad for your career, and then potentially someone else's, and then just bad relationships. So that's what I would have to say on that.
Okay. That was 4 minutes. That was pretty good. 4 minutes. I'll take it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's reset the clock here. All right, go ahead, Jitterbug.
Me, I don't think it's good to date someone at your job or at school or anything, because things can end possibly messy. And then you have to deal with that person every day and see that person every day. And sometimes breakups aren't the most neatest thing to do, the neatest thing, or come to agreement or whatever. And I can hate that person at the time, but I gotta see their face every day. I couldn't do it. And plus, like, somebody can get angry with you, and if you were the boss or whatever, they could be all like sexual harassment later. Who knows? It's just complications on something already complicated, on putting complications on something already complicated, like relationships. So why add something new to it? So I think it's not smart to deal with people you work with. And and then on top of that, like, work is like this. Like, I go there, I want to like maybe chit chat with people, but a lot of times people don't know my personal stuff. You know what I mean? Somebody get mad at me, they talk about my personal stuff or chatting. Like, that person can be a chatty Cathy, and I'm not a chatty Cathy. I don't expose myself at work or what I do or whatever, and this person does. This person talk about a relationship, good or bad, to everyone, that I wouldn't feel comfortable letting everyone know. So that's another reason why I think it's not a good idea, especially if you're someone like me that don't like everyone knowing everything I do, especially workplace. So that's how my take on it.
I would feel so awful if you missed this opportunity because of me.
All right. All right, so this is the question round. So you have 3 minutes, K Nambi, and 3 minutes, Jitterbug, to ask whatever questions you need to ask. So we'll start with K Nambi.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess the initial thing that comes to mind, is that I get what you're saying. I hear you about the whole, it might not be the best thing, because as I mentioned as well, that you have run into some complications depending on, the work and work politics and whatnot. But, I just feel like I get there's the rules that are in the workplace, and they try to help prevent certain sticky situations around romantic relationships to be. But at the end of the day, love is love, man. I feel like, I know you have to be cautious about it, but at the same time, like, if, this is more than just me wanting to, like, smash a coworker, but this is actually me wanting to try to be with someone. I just feel like me putting someone in a strict off-limit zone entirely is just, it's kind of mad, because then, you might be going around the rest of your dating life thinking, like, what if, like, oh man, I met Sandy and she was just like everything I was looking for, or maybe just not even looking for, and I wasn't actively looking, but I saw her for what she was. I was like, dang. But then I just made the it's Sandy, first off, ma'am. And I just wanted to be like, well, shoot, I think I would feel absolutely terrible. I feel like a lot of people would feel terrible if you just turn down somebody simply because you let your job dictate who you ended up being with or not being with. I mean, the job could be a 6-figure salary job, but I mean,
Yeah, I ain't risking that for no daggone
but at the
person.
end of the day, I mean, I'm just like, yo, like, there's ways around that to me personally. So I just feel that, once again, um, uh, oh, by the way, this is me putting in shameless advertising Thea's quesadilla tonight. I don't know if y'all can see it, but hence what should be on the cooking channel, But hey, what do I know? I'm just the guy who eats the food. But in any case, yeah, I just feel like there's ways of going around without you having to sacrifice a potential relationship simply because money. And money that comes and that goes, baby. People that sure they come and go, but at the end of the day, man, you just can't be left wondering like, what if? What if? And that's my conclusion for that.
Okay, okay. That's close to 3 minutes. I'll say that's close to 3 minutes. 2:45.
Well, she was
Uh,
timing. Yeah.
I'm clocking you. Uh, Jitterbug.
What I mean by that is it's not about the money. It's like certain spots I expect certain peace or whatever in certain things. Like work, I expect to have that not anonymity. I'm not the most social person for the most part when it comes to like work. I have to be there for a while for me to be that person that's talking. But a lot of times I don't put things out there like my relationships or whatever. And that's what I don't want to walk into. Oh, I walk in, everybody's talking because everybody's probably gossiping. Oh, did you hear they broke up? I heard he or she cheated or whatever, and everybody's all in my stuff or even getting, it will feel so unbearable for me. Just like home. When I come home, I'm a certain way. I mean, I'm more loose or whatever, and that's how I would like to be when I'm around certain people. I just have a certain persona, and then when I'm at home, I'm more goofy, I'm more open, and I like being at work and have a certain persona, like more professional or whatever. I mean, I had them laid back jobs where we said some wild stuff like overnight type of thing or whatever, but they know so much about me, and I like it that way. And I don't like the thought of everybody knowing about my personal stuff like relationships or what sex positions I like or what I mean? They mad at me and then they're gonna then say some horrible stuff in front of the coworkers. I would like to go to work every day without having to deal with that stress. And if that person, if I did find a special person,
Sure, I
let's
have
say
a
I did,
guacamole.
let's say I did, and that person I feel like might be worth it, maybe I'll do it. But I just see people as friends at work and just keep it going. That's it. What song is that?
Interesting,
That
interesting.
sound like
Okay,
is that Amy
that's it.
Winehouse? Who's that? Yeah.
Okay, okay. So we're done with that. I guess we're moving on to the next question. It doesn't. No one's conceding. So um, that'll be it on that. I mean, but at the end, we'll have like a part where you guys just free for all, uncontrolled. I think we all need that. I think I think our patrons they deserve this. I'm just saying. It's
I
like, man, I
concur,
came to
sir.
see some shit. I came to see some shit. All right. So next question. How long should you wait before having sex with the person you just started dating, and why? Uh, Jitterbug. Let me get the clock out first. Let me get the clock out first. God damn. Reset this. Okay. Go.
How long should you wait having sex?
Wait
Depends.
before
I
having
guess.
sex.
Depends. I guess. Like sometimes,
Be done with the small talk now.
my intentions dictate that. Like if I want to be taken seriously with a guy on a honestly, a lot of times you wait a little longer because a lot of guys see you. If once they see you as just that sex, it's kind of hard for them to not think that way of you. You know what I mean? Like see that past that. I ain't gonna say every guy's that way, but I'm just saying to be safer to do it that way if you want more from that guy. But if you just want to have fun or get with a guy in that way, then do it. Do what you want. It's your body. So I'm not gonna. I don't think it's an actual time day. You know, I never got that. Like tell somebody like 13 days. Like this is the absolute 13 days. It's how long you should wait. You know what I mean? It's just. I think you should wait as long as you can or want. It depends on what you want from that person. And I don't know if it's an actual amount of days or months or weeks you should wait. But women know what I'm talking about. You know, you the more you like a guy, the more you hang back with the sex. And if you don't care what he feels or
Oh
what
no,
he
you just
asks
have
for,
to
if he feels
get ice with
comfortable
it.
or whatever, then do you.
First world problems.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 1 minute and 43 seconds. That was pretty short. You don't have anything else on that?
I don't like droning on like saying the same
Uh,
thing over and over again. It's pretty cut.
okay. All right, I get it. I get it. K Nami.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and follow up with. I'm gonna say that's. I always found that interesting. If you don't have like, I get not necessarily having like an exact number of dates or an exact time per se. Oh, you about to get eaten. It's about to get eaten. I just had to interject for that. But yeah, so I do feel like still having a time frame helps, because if you just kind of go off how you feel, then then somebody just, you might not be on the same wavelength as someone else because how they feel might just be completely different than you, and then they might be like, oh well, I'm gonna wait a bit longer. Oh well, I still want to go, but okay, maybe I'll wait. But then you just want to go back and forth with it, and then I don't know, man. I just feel like it just comes like disinterest might start to build up depending on who is not feeling like the person who's being forceful about wanting to get it in, about having sex, or the person who feel like you might be taking too long. So I do feel like, if after a certain amount of time goes by and you're like, hey, are you feeling some attraction, some, little sexual tension? And, talk about it. Because I feel like, you just kind of wait and not really say nothing. Then somebody's going to get disinterested after a certain amount of time goes by. And that's why I do feel like a time frame helps. At least if you're, and I'm assuming we're talking about seriously dating somebody. Then yeah, personally, I would answer 3 to 6 months. I'm not a complete, advocate for
Wow, that's
celibacy or
a
anything like
long
that,
ass
but 3 to
time.
6 months, yeah,
Really?
3 to 6 months. You get a few dates in between 3 to 6 months, and then you could be like, all right, well, hey, man, I've been liking the foreplay,
Yeah.
I've been liking the, the chase, as they say, and then, you get some time and be like, all right, cool, and it can feel amazing after that long waited time. And not long waited, but because I feel like if you're doing anything less than 3 or maybe even 2 months, like you're getting into that zone that you were just saying, where like, all right, crap, I'm sorry, I just thought, but you were just saying like, man, I just had a whole mind fart. But anyways, to the point of somebody just being like, all right, if someone might see you as too too much of a thirsty girl or a thirsty guy if like you get it in too quickly, or you might not be taking this too seriously because you gave it up too soon, too fast. So I think 3 months to 6 months is fair. If you're seriously trying to give somebody a chance, you're not just dating for the sake of the casual hookup and allegedly trying to be with somebody.
Okay.
But yeah, that's that would be the solid time that I would go with at this point.
Okay.
So do you think you do you
Hold up. I got to reset the clock. You got 3 minutes to ask them whatever questions you want. You want to forfeit your time when you're done? Forfeit the time. All right, and go.
so do you think that's coming from a male perspective or female, like how long you should wait? Like if a male telling the woman he should wait, what do you think that would like? Do you think the guy should want to wait? Like, what do you think a guy saying? What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say. As a male to get taken seriously or whatever, you want the woman or whatever. Would you be the one to say wait 3 months, or you think for a woman should ask for 3 to 6 months to be taken seriously? If you was in that situation and the woman was all like, wait 3 to 6 months, do you think that's good for her to do that, for her to get taken seriously as a guy, from getting taken seriously?
Okay. So generally, I would say yeah on both sides. If you're a guy or a girl, I mean, now honestly, like I guess just to give a slightly off example, right? Like say you've been out the game for years, or it's been a long time. The well's gone dry for a certain time, and you you've been really feeling somebody within like the first couple of months, and then y'all are both like, hey man, I know we might be kind of moving a little fast, but are you feeling? Yeah, let's get it in. But generally speaking, yeah, I do feel that 3 to 6 months is cool, because if I'm, and I'm going this now off of a date by date basis. Now, if I sit back and I'm getting the goods by like second and third date, I'm not trying to say that like it can't be done, but it does. In the dating culture this day and age, I do think that kind of puts in the back of someone's mind, like, I don't know, or I don't think this person is as serious as they claim to be, or maybe not a claim to be. And so you just like, oh, well, I don't think this might be that person. They're just giving it up or offering to give it up, within that time frame of like, or, I guess experiences in like 2 to 3 dates. Now, in 2 to 3 months, you can have multiple dates with that person, exclusively. And I just feel that at that point in time, that you can seriously think, you can kind of gauge where someone is like, all right, this person, is enjoying their time with me. They're still making it interesting enough for me to want to come back to them without me necessarily having to give up the goods. Because sometimes, like when you're just speaking with somebody, like just the conversation is so good, you're like, damn, this is just as good as sex. I know some people would disagree, but I feel like if you're willing to give that and let that game of chase go on, and it's good, it's satisfying, it's y'all are growing, and then I would say within 3 to 6 months you're giving it up. Then I would say that's fair, because once again, this is a society that we're dealing with that is
Okay.
not nuns. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go past my time, but yeah, I'll finish up my point. I feel like we're a society that embraces sex, so I just feel like within the bounds, I think that's a fair amount of time.
Okay. All right. So, okay, now you got 3 minutes to question her.
Okay. So, why do you feel that? Because I feel like when you asked me, what do you feel like the time should be for a man or a woman? Like, do you feel that it should be different for a man or a woman as far as like withholding sex or saying sex is okay after a certain point, or like you seem to go off of a lot of like I guess instincts as far as what you want to do at any point in time. Like, so if you're not going off of a time basis at any point, or I guess how many events occurred, events being like the dates, like how do you figure out as a woman, like when you're going to give it up to a guy at any point in time during the dating process is what I'm just trying to figure out here at this point, as well.
Usually, Oh, usually I be going like this. If I feel like the guy's feeling me, like you know what I mean, and I'm feeling him just as much. Like sometimes, like guys give you like that hint or whatever. Whereas like every time we talking to each other, is all sex always comes up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like we can never have just a straight talk about anything else. It's always sex. You know what I mean? That tells me right there. Saying, waiting that certain amount of time tells me like. But if you should have like you said, great conversation, like better than sex. So I'm like those people like sex and conversation. Like I like conversations that stimulate me, and stimulation sometimes leads to sex. Like it turns me on. It makes me think of that person pretty good. You know what I mean? I like the way a person mind works turns me on. So if I simply have great conversations with him, and I feel like we have that same type of way of thinking or whatever, or that person opened my mind up to certain things or whatever, and I feel like I could do this without feeling like I'm gonna be ghosted afterwards or whatever after I felt close to that person, then yeah, I would that's probably the time when I'll do it.
Electric everything.
Hmm.
We're never gonna be able to get in.
Okay.
Because sometimes you gotta go by instinct. Sometimes I'm waiting too long or whatever. It just seems like it's just something you hold on to just to manipulate the situation. I don't want to do that. I want it to feel natural.
Above my means.
I like the natural, like I want you now. You know what I
So
mean? Like we built this up for 2 months or whatever long it took for whatever.
can I? Well, look at me.
I think it's just the prediction. Like, I think we both want the same thing. I just think the ways that we would go about doing it are different. Because I feel like given a certain amount of time, you can naturally have it. I don't think you have to necessarily put, like I said, the exact timer, but you just don't even want to keep track of the amount of the time that's gone by, or it's just literally the moment you feel it is when you and or the other person goes for it.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of hard
okay.
for me to. Yeah.
That's time. That's time. Sorry, guys.
Are you good?
All right. First of all, I want to say thank you, Cyan, for coming again. You know what? You like
What'd
our
she
number
say?
one fan. I'm always
Truly.
happy to see you. Your family, and I love you. Thank you for joining.
What
Um,
did she say? I didn't hear. I know I seen her
uh,
come up.
It was on the
oh,
screen.
I can't. I was
so
trying to talk
Cyan, are you
when
going to
both
have like
persons are neat,
is
ready,
she's going?
just for the one. Yeah.
Are you going to have like a baby shower or anything? Or did she already have it?
No, she ain't have it yet.
Good, because I want to send a
You
gift.
better not have it yet.
I want to have at least send a gift. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
be
doing
there.
the baby shower.
I could send a gift.
I'm doing the baby shower.
Oh yeah. Well, when you gonna do it?
What I guess when we get lunch together. But no,
What?
she was saying do it in January. So
Aye.
Oh, January. That's cool. That's cool. Well, let me know, and I can. Whatever you need, I'll send it.
I need strippers.
Oh man,
That's not what
the
baby
attendance rate,
showers is.
the attendance rate went up by that much already.
Matter of fact, if you get strippers, make sure
They gotta wear baby outfits.
Ew. No, no, gross. Ew,
Fucking
no.
diapers and
They
shit.
gotta be in diapers.
Ew. No. Please no. I think strippers
Yeah, do it
I
just
always
because
think male
Elaine.
strippers are gross a
Jitterbug
little
said
bit,
no.
but whatever. No.
we put jewels in the diaper.
Oh man, I'm not sure they're ready for that level of sexy yet.
No, we're not. We're not. Keep that to y'all bedroom, please.
Okay. All right, let's get it going. We got
Indeed. Collect yourselves.
She said no.
No.
Fine, because she's the one actually having it.
So the next question is for Mr. K Nami. Mr. K
Yes,
Nami.
sir.
All right. Is it okay to date multiple people at once, and why?
Yes,
Go
because
ahead.
I've done it. It's okay.
If I done it, it's okay.
Okay, but no. Okay, so if we're seriously talking about people trying to actually date, to get to know someone and find out if they're the one and all that, then I don't think so. Only because I feel like when you're dating multiple people, you spread yourself, as they say, too thin.
Oh, somebody knows about that, don't we?
Yes, hindsight. I know it's crazy.
He was dating someone else when he was dating me.
Hence why I led with the joke I started with, ma'am. But
Cheap bastard.
wow,
Oh,
you had the same freedom.
Did I?
You did.
Somebody was cock blocking PlayStation Move.
Hey man, I'm just saying we were on a date. You could have had a date after the fact, but we were on a date. I paid for your time.
Whoa. Whoa.
That shit was free.
Oh, okay. It's like okay, but seriously, I just feel like when you're dating multiple people, it's like I don't even understand people do it. You have to sit back and spread yourself and have to keep track of who you've mentioned information, what information you've mentioned to who, and at what times. And then you have to figure out like where you're gonna go. Remember the people's names. And just
How many at a time though?
anyways. No, I mean, because you in this society, you have people who date like 4 and 5 people at a time. And I've talked to some of these people. I'm like, how do you do it, fam? I'm like, that just sounds exhausting. And so, I mean, just outside of that, I just feel like you can't really get to know someone as well because all that other time that you would have been, spending on one person, you are now splitting up against other people. But now you're getting like 60 to 70% experience of multiple relationships instead of 100% of just finding out if one person is going to be the one or not. So yeah, I honestly like, sure you can, but I don't feel like if you really want to get someone to find out if they are the one for you, then no, I don't think it's okay to date multiple people.
okay. That's it on that.
At this point, yes, sir.
Okay. And Jitterbug, go.
I have never experienced dating multiple people at the same time, so I wouldn't know what to say about that. In my head, I think it's okay, probably 2 to 3 people if it's like the beginning stages. You know what I mean? Like getting to know, like within like the first 2 or 3 dates, I'll be like who I'm grooving with at the, you know what I mean? Who I think I can like possibly see more of, or be like, okay, I don't like this person past this second date, so we just have it as a wrap. You know what I mean? I can see that, and until you find somebody you click with within 2-3 dates, because y'all have to date people for a long time. You can pretty much know where the chemistry is there the first, second, third date, right? Like having conversations and all that. One time, you'll be like, well, this person wants 15 kids and I just want one. This person wants to get married, I don't. This person likes popcorn and I'm like, I don't like popcorn eaters. Whatever choosy thing that makes you eliminate people in the date for you to date them. So I think it's okay. It's just early stages. It's a way of getting rid of a lot of people that you wouldn't like otherwise probably date or would date. It's just giving me a glimpse of who I would be with and who I wouldn't be with, or what I can stand with. Now, but if you try to if you're dating 2 people or more, sort of like you can't make up your mind. They both are good people. Eventually, yeah, I think that's wrong. Because you wasting that person's time until you feel ready, until you want to make that choice. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of unfair. Dating from somebody for a long time, wasting their time. Make up your goddamn mind and deal with it.
Okay. You done on that?
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Nama, you got 3 minutes to question her any way how you want. You do what you got to do.
All right, let's get the grill on. So now let's. All right, so I just like you said that you can date multiple people because you feel like you can find out that if there's that initial connection, whether or not you want to continue to date this person or not. But as you were saying towards the end, I also feel like it's hard because once again, because most people I feel like date, especially as you get older, you date people who are very similar to you, and you might not even necessarily go outside of the box unless you're actively trying to do so. And you get a lot of guys or women that you're interested in. And so the thing about that's why I say you should just do one and just maybe do them for a certain amount of time because, you know, real life might come up. Your date might get canceled because a family emergency happened or weather or your long distance. I don't know. And then you got to reschedule and you got to keep doing this. And that wastes more time and then more time that you got to split between other people just to make a certain decision. And then, you know, you're just talking about initial parts of getting to know someone. Yeah, finding out if you have that initial chemistry is a good thing. But then when you get into the harder parts of dating, you know, and that's seeing people's habits, people's tendencies, finding out certain views that may not have been mentioned over the however many first, second, or even third dates. And so some stuff might have been like, you know, Gucci by the time you got to like fifth and sixth. But on that seventh one, you're like, oh, you find that wall and they're like they're a proud boy. And you're just like, oh, how did I not see this? And then, you know, I just feel like the balancing act just is mentally and physically draining on someone. I just don't feel like it allows the proper amount of time for you to get to know one person, let alone the multiple people that you're, you know, choosing to go on or to go out on dates with at a certain amount of time. So, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to figure out like how. I know you said you haven't done it, but how would you do it in this day and age, especially given the age of technology and, you know, balancing the rest of your life out with your dating? Like, how would you do it?
I wouldn't know. Like I said, I'm clueless out here. So when it comes to like dating and getting to know people and all that, usually I go by like I should say instinct. Usually I like a person, I like a person. It's hard for me to just like people. Like usually I try to cut people off pretty quick when it comes to like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the way you think. I'm not the, you know what I mean? I could be cool with you like as a friend, but when it comes to like wanting to see you every day, want to talk to you every day, I don't usually let people in my life like that. So usually I go by instinct of what I'm feeling. So
Okay.
I'll be that. I can be that person that can date multiple people and cut it short, and then focus on that. And then when I found that person that I do connect with, it's like, oh, let me see more.
All right, time.
I like this more.
All right. So, Jitterbug, you got 3 minutes to question Kanami.
Come at me, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna come at you.
What is a blobby?
So
Man, look at all this
you
action.
did that before. What?
Man, that turret was fucking shit up. Sorry, go ahead.
You said that it can be draining or whatever. When you dated multiple people, was it draining to you, or was it hard to make a decision? Because you probably met more than one cool person.
Crazy. They want to send someone over to interview me today, and
If I'm understanding the question right, yeah, I mean it is difficult to balance and date people at the same time. I kept it at like 2, so it made it a bit more manageable. But yeah, even then, you know, it's just like you got to sit back and. Dating is expensive, man, especially these days. Yeah. Oh my god! Like I was just sitting back, like, oh shit, I gotta travel to see one. I gotta entertain the local one here, try to get to know her, and then still try to maintain a conversation. It's like entertaining one person is already hard enough as it is on a daily, especially if you're actually giving it up your all, right? Which not everyone does, I feel. But then when you have to sit back and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock, you're getting off of work or just finishing a work week and you're like on the next day and it's like, oh man, shit, I have to go and talk to a whole another person with a whole different potentially personality and entertain them for a certain amount of time of my day before I get to do anything else. It's just, it can be overwhelming. Some people are built to where they like it. They somehow live for the balancing act. But me personally, I just, nah.
Especially getting to know their names. Oh my gosh, I imagine that's hard. Like, oh, Joe. I mean, Mike.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like, unless you got like the, you know, the girl or the guy with like the same name, and it makes things so much easier.
Just call him, just give him little nicknames. Like, all right, Cookie.
That simpering fool I've been talking
Your
about.
both the name Cookie. So every time you say it, they think
Oh
it's
shit.
intimate
See, she
and all
already
this
knows
other
how to
stuff.
play the game. She already knows how to play the game.
Yup,
It's fucked up.
she's a pro already.
She's not even a player and knows how to play the game. Ain't that fucking
I think she
bullshit?
plays, man. I think she's pulling a fast one on us tonight. I don't know, man. What goes behind these closed doors?
All right, so that's it on that. Okay, and Cyan, this is the gameplay from what Jules and I were playing earlier. We're playing Back for Blood.
Don't even bother. I have my lawyers
Um,
draw up a cease and desist order immediately. If I never
Dang, how long did we take this turret for?
man, I carried that shit for a good minute.
Congratulations, baby.
Because I was like, I had one, but I don't remember nearly carrying it this far. So I was like, this must be you.
I was carrying the shit out of that thing. Okay. All right, so this is K-Nami, right?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Go.
Ooh, fun. At what point do you go from dating to boyfriend and girlfriend? Now, my initial answer is going to be, and I feel like this is always an issue in and of itself, but it's
Hold on. I am carrying the shit out of that thing.
yeah, man. Look at you. You're like waiting for like the exact moment. I was just like, man, as soon as I saw, but I feel like when the person says "I love you," is at least on one side when you should transition. Because I feel like realistically, nobody or no couple really says like they love you at the exact same time. I feel like that's statistically not impossible, but just highly improbable. So yeah, I feel like when you get to that point where you're like able to say like, hey, you know what? Love you. I love you. I know for some people that's different. Maybe they just feel like you don't even need to say I love you before going to boyfriend and girl. But I feel like that's when you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm not messing with anyone else. I am just, this is you. I'm seeing you right now. So I feel like that's when you can just reasonably say, yeah, you're boyfriend and girlfriend. Because yeah, I don't feel like this can also once again go to like however many dates or certain time frame. Like it just has to happen. It has to be. I feel like it should be rather that you just have that moment where like you get all gushy, and it's that time where you're just like, oh, hold up, man, this is a feeling I haven't had in a minute. What? Ooh. And you want to say it, you're just like, oh, I just don't know when it's the right time. But yeah, I suppose if we were to entertain a time that you could put it down, like,
I can't argue with that.
I feel like within
I will need to find a new receptionist.
6 to 8 months, statistically, it could be longer, could be short, but I feel like 6 to 8 months is a fair time to gauge whether or not that you can say that you love somebody, that you want to be exclusive with them, and then you can really start the whole process. Again, when they both ready, shouldn't be a time limit. I think you misunderstand me. I'm just saying these are more so time frames where I feel like you can gauge it. Because, I mean, let's be real. If you put out and just said, all right, hey, I know when I felt this, we could go back and look at how long it took you and how long other people and find like an average. And not everyone meets that, sure, but it's just kind of a good idea just to keep in mind, like, hey, because if you don't keep track of it, some things go on for extra months, years, and I'm like, how do you not know by now? But yeah, I do agree that both people should be ready, obviously, because it's one side, there's no point. I feel like because then people get into that habit of like, oh, well, we'll just wait till I'm ready, and I'm like, no, because then that just wastes your time as a person who is ready, and you could already find that person who's ready for you, and that they're already ready. So I'll leave it with that.
Okay. Reset the time. Jitterbug.
I would, for the most part, agree with Kinami. I think you should wait on your own time. Yes, but at some point, it's got to get to that point with like, You feel like you're wasting time after a while. You're like, okay, you see who I am. We've been dating all this time. We see a lot of each other or whatever.
Do you remember that?
At some point,
It was crazy,
you
right?
should be like, oh, boyfriend and girlfriend. Like I think you can wait too short. I can think it could be too short. It could be too short of a time, and I think it could be too long of a time when it comes to establishing a relationship, like what you want to be with them to each other. If you've been with each other 7, 8 months, and y'all been dating exclusively and call it
Assistant.
and seeing or talking to each other at a good amount of time, you should know if that person could be your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever.
Okay, so we have time for.
I don't know. Something about putting time to things that makes me feel reluctant a little bit. But I think you'll naturally feel it. Like you feel like something's at a standstill, something's stalling, which is like relationship constipation. It's like, you're almost there. I didn't flush that joint yet. You know what I mean? Just get it over with. You need something, some more brand lettuce or more vegetables in your, more things in your relationship to pull that trigger. I think sometimes people just like take too long to figure it out. And like you say, it shouldn't take that long to know that you want to explore more with a person.
We found a common interest.
I agree with that.
All right, y'all. It is
I
showtime.
don't know what that time limit is, but I think it's a feeling.
Lady like Jimmy.
Hold on, I can barely hear you. It's like the sound is too loud.
Without further ado, and because
That's not,
Can
I
you
don't have
repeat
that
it?
on.
the clock, I present to you the Queen of
I
Mean.
can't hear you.
On.
Always
I don't have a TV on.
royalty.
So is that who? Is that your joint?
That might be mine. Thea, can you turn down the volume a bit?
All right, cool. Go ahead, repeat that one more time.
I don't know what part y'all probably heard, but I was thinking, like, I think naturally both of y'all would feel it.
You're
The person that's like, you be like,
New Jersey.
what's going on? Why does it feel like it's a standstill?
I've never seen
Um,
gorgeous leather.
why is nothing moving on? Eventually, you're gonna feel that, and you're gonna have to have that conversation.
Finally, some decent material.
You know what I mean? Like, eventually, yeah. Eventually, it's just y'all just
Mark,
at a time. Especially if one person has stronger feelings than the other. Like you say, I say I love you, and the other person is just like, I don't know. You be like, they don't have to love you, but you would think they would feel something where they be like,
Sorry, held
a girlfriend to explore that.
Wish I was a little bit more in the mood to celebrate.
Yeah, but
Weird thing.
I don't know.
Today at work, it became
I agree with you on that. But I think a lot of times it's like you'll feel that tension in there. It's gonna be always tension until y'all both have that conversation.
Whatever, and all he could talk about was how.
Okay. You done on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Nami, you got 3 minutes to do it how you want to do it.
All right, let's get into it. So, and that is, I do like we agree, clearly. I do feel like there's a few other things though too that goes with this, because there's obviously the personal validation of saying, hey, I would love to have this person be my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be. But then I feel like there's also like you got to think about because you might not see things that some others might, and I feel like you can. Some people would disagree and say that you could go towards like your friends for just to be sure, because you want someone who may work out with everyone that you're with. I feel like some of those should be considered. Some of those factors should be considered when you make that decision to make someone, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Sorry, I'm actually also just trying to think of like what I could ask at this point. Yeah, I guess, man, I'm trying to figure out like what would you even call? Because I know some people don't even like the whole boyfriend girlfriend thing because I feel like it's too like grade schoolish or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's
Right,
her
right.
age. It do sound retarded. Yes, it
Yeah. So
sounds
like, what would
goofy.
you call
Yeah.
somebody like if not, your boyfriend, your girl? Like, you say like my new my new
My
fix.
bae,
Like, I don't
my
know. What would you
bae.
call them? Like, just my new friend.
This is my exclusive friend.
Yeah.
Don't probably get that's my friend.
Like I really want to know this. But also now I think I got another one. Do you feel Jitterbug as a woman? Do you feel like a man or a woman is willing to put that label of boyfriend or girlfriend on sooner than a guy?
Um,
Sorry,
I
when
would
I
say
said
women. I say women are more faster with that because men, like, I think a lot of times are slower with that, with like that, because they be like, oh, options. You know what I mean? Women, oh, options. Like,
options are
like,
nice, man.
I mean, like the thing is, women are more of that because we know what we like, what we like. A lot of times, we don't. We simply we have a lot of options too. That's the thing. Men don't understand a load of options. Every day I walk out that door, I'm getting options. Every time I go on a date night, I'm getting like 20,000 options. You know what I mean? I'm getting loads of options.
Wow, it's a lot.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just saying. You probably get that 2 or 3,
Okay.
20, 30 more than that.
Time.
I feel like that was a personal tonight.
I'm
Oh,
just saying.
no.
As a
All
woman, we
right,
got way more. We
all right,
gotta cut
Jitterbug,
that off.
you got 3 minutes to question Mr. K Nami.
Okay, Norman.
Ready when you are.
I'd like to ask you a question, but I'm thinking of this question. Do you, what would, when do you think the average, when a guy would make up his mind to be like, yeah, that's my girl? You know what I mean? Like, I don't, that with the options you have,
Yeah, the 3 apparently that I have.
the 3 that you have to my 20,000.
Damn.
I feel like
Being
that's
a
a whole nother
female,
thing, but
being
we'll
a
leave that
female, the
alone for
more
right
good
now.
looking you are, oh my gosh, some options get like females get a
Um,
lot of options, but being a great looking female, oh my gosh, rich guys, you get so many different race, different. I'm gonna let that go, okay?
mhm.
But I'm
Yeah, yeah.
just saying the options are fun if you want to be that fun person.
What's
But
the question?
So I
I
think
was about to ask. I didn't ask. I was about to say, hey, what do you think? When is a good time? When do guys usually be like, I want her to be my girlfriend. Forget my options. She's the option. I might exclude everyone else. I want her.
I mean, I guess just off the top, I would just say like personally, I feel like it should happen when, and I think this with anybody, right? When you if you like say if you're going to date multiple people, I feel like when you're not even thinking about the other multiple people or options that you
That's
have
what I'm saying. That's for women. Yeah,
at
that's you
any
know
point
that
in time,
sooner.
you're like, you know what? Wow, like I have all these other options. Some of these are pretty damn good, but when you can just be like, wow, like I'm not even thinking about them. I forgot those other options' names. Like, um, when you just feel like everything is solid, like the sex is good, the conversation is good, um, the interest level is there, the hobbies that you guys enjoy are there, like the growth is there. I feel like when you can just and also this can be a thing for guys as far as where their placement in career is and like how they fit
Yeah.
in the long term. I feel like once you can judge all of that as a guy, I feel like that's the point where you can be like, you know what, you're gonna meet mom tonight.
Well,
Yeah, or you're gonna meet the fam. Like I feel like that's when a guy kind of knows when you about to you about to be that one. You about to be that one. So that's what my answer would be to that.
okay.
She said, "Good answer, good answer. I take
Good
it."
answer. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I heard some things like that before, and I just want to see what he says about that.
Okay, okay. We're gonna
All
move
that
on to
stuff
the
I heard
next one.
before. Yeah.
Uh, Jitterbug.
Yes.
Hmm. When
When
dating, how?
dating,
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
go ahead. It'd be
go
better
ahead.
if you read it to
Yeah,
me.
read it for the
It'd be better.
viewers.
Oh, okay. When dating, how long should you wait before asking the more important questions? Like, are you part of the Proud Boys kind of thing? So I know.
What's the Proud Boys?
Oh
You never
God.
heard that? Like the MAGA heads, the Trump supporters.
Ah,
Yeah, Proud Boys is another
Yeah,
name.
but that's not part of the question. But I'm just saying, like, when should you? Go ahead.
what
Go
we
ahead.
fall on politics and family and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
the important questions that you should ask. Like, how long should you wait?
Um, when I start seeing that person seriously, like the first date, I think that's pretty heavy. The only time I start asking questions like that for me is when I see potential in that person, and then I'm starting pretty much interviewing. I guess interviewing without interviewing, where they stand on certain things.
Your sound is gone.
Oh yeah, your sound just went out.
Everything started to come together, and then you hook
Oh yeah, or are you religious? Are you Democrat or
Oh no.
Republican?
Okay.
Yes, all those things that can come up in later in a relationship if you get seriously can actually affect the relationship. So I think you should do that early. Early. It's like so soon you start seeing potential in that person. You know what I mean?
Your sound is
Maybe
completely
before.
off. Or maybe it's me.
You hear me?
I hear her now, but it was going
Me?
in and out about a few seconds ago.
Oh yeah. I would just like when I think I would want more from that person, I start asking them questions. So I think pretty early. I think you should do that. Like you usually know when you're feeling a person, and you want to know them more. You should do that early, so before feelings get too involved, before the I love yous and all that other stuff. I think that's part of I love yous. For me to know that person, I'll be like, well, I love you because we stand on this or whatever, and I feel potentially we can be a good partners or whatever. Partners, that's a good word for instead of boyfriend girlfriend.
Oh yeah, when we were
But
talking about that earlier. That's the
yeah,
politically correct
but
term. It's not just for gays anymore.
Yeah,
amen.
yeah. But
Whatever.
when I hear
Yeah,
partner, I always think of gays.
I
So,
know, I know. That's what I was saying. It's not just for gays anymore, but the heterosexual crowd has adopted
but
other.
it.
no, man, I don't know. If you go to work, be like, yeah, me and my partner, they be like, hmm,
Well, then use
hmm.
he, she's, and all that. Well, my partner and I, he enjoys walking on the beach. You know what I mean? You can use the pronouns. It's your right
Okay,
now.
okay.
If you want to make
Uh,
it, yeah.
you have any more on that?
Yeah, early till before that I love yous, but it's not so early where you don't know that much and you throwing all that weird shit. Like that's too much pressure in the first date. So a comfortable spot before that I love yous, and after you've been dating for a while. So there you go.
Okay, okay, okay. Stop. Reset. K Nami.
All right, let's do it. Okay. All right. So yeah, I could see that. Now I will narrow it down a bit more because at this point I just feel like just that guy that doesn't have much time to waste. So I would say from a date perspective, I would say like around third or fourth date is when you should be asking these questions. Because, like I said, it just sucks when you get involved with somebody and you're like, oh man, this person could really be the one. And then they just say that one thing. Yeah, that person makes you go, ah,
I felt that
yeah.
before. You're like,
Yeah, man, but then you hear that one thing and you're like, oh, no. That's
no.
just what it is, man. Like, so you You want to get that out
You
the
should
way,
stab
so I don't
babies
want
in
to
the
feel that
face.
disappointment later. And I do feel like this is going to be something that you figure out over time. So even past the third and fourth date, but I do feel like that's like the earliest I would ask, and then continue to ask these questions the more dates that you go on, or not even just dates, just like you just texting, conversation. Like I might even be that type of person to just throw some out there, just hypotheticals, and be like, oh man, we just had that news story break earlier. How you feel about R. Kelly or something like that? Like, oh man, he just had a big sexual appetite, and I'm like, word.
No.
Oh man, yeah. That's great. I can't talk to you anymore. So we're but I just feel like that's the type of stuff that you should be continuing to do as you progress in a relationship, man, because you never know, like, just because not everyone reveals like unless it's speed dating and then they have like all these questions lined up, but throughout the progression of a natural dating lifespan, sometimes you get to some hard hitters that are cool, but then you still have some questions that are like, make or break for you. Some you can just kind of compromise a little bit, like, hey man, you've dated younger people, but your younger was like 5 years, and then theirs was like 10, and I'm like, wait a minute, how? Okay, all right, she was at least 2021. Okay, got you. But yeah, then there's the ones that are just like, ooh, like you could be like, man, you know what? I really was all on board. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like the politics and the religions are the big ones to me as far as like the important questions. So, because that determines like the type of stuff that you're willing to stand for, the stuff that you gotta go home to and look at that person at the end of the night, and then religion, you gotta think about like kids and how they're gonna be raised in the household, assuming either one of you just like subscribes to a certain religion. But yeah, definitely third or fourth date, and then as you continue to move along your dating route, you should just ask those questions. Never stop asking.
Hypotheticals.
I'm gonna leave with that.
Hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Kelly.
Jitterbug, you got
that's
3
a
minutes
big
to
killer right
question.
there.
3 minutes to question.
What do you think are the important questions? What specific 3 that you think are big ones? Like, what kind of questions would you ask?
Ooh, 3.
To let you know, yeah. Like for me. But R. Kelly probably won.
Yeah, that
No, that'd be weird for me. Damn, I'll ask that question.
Have you been on the sexual predators list at any point in time?
Are you a sexual predator? Or you want to be? I don't know.
Do you aspire to be a predator?
With kids a lot.
Okay.
Like you're in middle school.
Just known about it your entire life. I feel one of them is definitely what you're, and I know this is kind of like an age-old one at this point, but I do feel like what are your goals and or ambitions, with yourself is a very important one to me. Because once again, you have to live with this person, and so I don't want to be that person who is like literally trying to outwork and outdo the rest of whoever's out there, and then here you are, just become the most I don't know, just lazy person, or you trivia of everything, but you can't know anything important. But yeah, I think that's because like after you just sit back and you watch like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune all day, like sure a whole bunch of amazing, interesting things, but I'm like, you ain't doing nothing with them, so I'm like, god dang, like I can't. I need to know if that's what I have to deal with later on, potentially, or right now, even, So I'm like, yeah. And then second one, I do feel that knowing what do you want with this relationship? Like, what do you want out of this relationship? I feel like first date, that should be asked.
Yeah.
That's super, super important question. Like, where do you want this to go? Because be honest with me right now, like, I don't want to be like that third and fourth date, and you just feel like, oh, I'm just using this guy for like meals or money, and because there are women who do that. I've talked to women who are like, yeah, I've just gone out with a guy just to get meals, and I'm like, damn.
And then it'd be like guys that just want you for sex. So you know, you gotta be careful with that. Eliminate them. Yeah.
Right. So just let me know, because then I don't waste my time and I won't waste yours. I feel like that's always a fair thing. And then what to ask where a relationship's going? Oh well, talk to some of your sisters out here. Let's see, and then the third one,
the ones that use it for money, food.
And
let me go call Dennis.
And then, how do you feel about? Yeah, and then I guess when it does come to sex, like, how do you feel about sex? Are you
Oh yeah, that's important. Like shit.
Are you adventurous? Are you somewhere in between? Are you like never have I ever?
Okay. Time.
Yeah.
Would you be willing? And would you be willing?
All right. Okay, you're a weirdo. I mean, Jitterbug, you're a weirdo. But go ahead, Kate. You got 3 minutes. The question.
Okay. All right. You know what? Just cause that was a good one, I'm gonna throw it back at you. What are your 3 most important ones that you would want to find out from someone throughout your dating career with anybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like what you said last time, dude. Sex important. What are you into? What you haven't done? What would you want to do? Stuff like that.
That's the first date.
Else?
Yeah, first thing.
Oh no,
before we talk about anything else.
No, that's not first date.
Don't just mess with it. Go ahead.
I only know if I want to do things. I only know if I want to do things on my first date. Anyway, it would be the thing. What do they feel like in certain politics, like Black Lives Matter and all that? Like, what are your things that you think are important politically, like the news and all that, where you stand on certain things? That's important to me because I like those conversations or whatever. Where do they stand in relationship? What is a good relationship looks to them? Like when it comes to loyalty, when it comes to like family and all that, where do they see, what do they think is important when it comes to relationships? What's most important? Is it honesty? Is it loyalty? Is it whatever? What's important to them, and see if it match up with mine. Like when it comes to like once you already established, what's important to both of us, and I like to know what that person thinks. Like where they fall under with like fidelity. Not everybody matches up with that. Sometimes they be like, "Oh, open relationship." I'm like, "Oh, time to go." You know what I mean? I don't want to be nobody's housewife. I don't want to be nobody's sister wife. You know what I mean?
Gotta be open.
I like you to myself.
Gotta be open.
Yeah, man. I'm not open. Nah, that's the thing. People always say that only when it benefits them. If I sit there say open with some,
but it benefits both of you.
No, I don't benefit. If I'm up here waiting my turn, I don't like that.
But what if you had the same freedom? What if that person was like, "Hey, you can find a whole nother dude, and that's fine."
That's the thing. I don't want that. That's not what I think a relationship is. That's something that if I want to do all that, I won't be in a relationship. I don't have to be in a relationship to do that. I don't think that's relationship. I don't know. That's just a thing I do with a person. I don't have to. I don't know. Relationships, I think, is an intimate thing that should be shared with a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like you simply say, you wear yourself thin.
Goodbye, Cyan.
You say you wear yourself thin in dating. You wear yourself in dating. Imagine being 2-3 people in the same household. That's a lot.
Why they gotta be in the same household?
It's hard to do one person. That makes it harder.
All right. Time.
I would like to know what a person.
Time.
Okay.
All right. We get it. Elaine doesn't share, so
yeah, clearly she don't like to play with others.
You don't want to save money, nothing.
That's my.
Yeah.
How's it saving
The
money? That's
shower
more
bill
money.
is gonna be a
I don't know how you look.
Man, fucking rent out there is like
Thanks.
$2,500 a month. We need 5 incomes out this bitch. If you want to live in that nice ass fucking
So
neighborhood,
then
you
get a
need
better
5.
job.
Nah, nigga, you lying.
Don't live beyond your needs. That's all you need.
He lying. You ain't lying to me today.
Yeah.
All right. So next person is K Nami.
You're so fake.
Wow, that's a whole nother
Damn.
conversation.
Truly,
But
we gotta save this for the end. All right.
yeah, we gotta save that for
The after show.
Yeah, the rapid fire. That's what we're gonna call it.
Ooh, yeah. Yep. They do call it. Yep.
We
All
did
right.
that last
all right.
time. Did we do that one time already?
We never done rapid fire.
I thought we did. Yeah, we did.
That was random tantrum.
But that's still the same thing.
No, because rapid fire will just be about these things that we're talking about now, but it's just rapid fire.
And then it's
questions.
first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Like you can't even think about it. It's just first thing that comes to mind.
All right. So next person is Gainami.
What we
Let's
got?
see. Ah, perfect. Go and read that.
Just my monocle. How long should you wait before introducing someone to your family? Good question. I would say, I'd say like 8 to 12 months. 8 to 12 months. Just so that you can give yourself enough time to, get past the infatuation period, that time where you're getting to know someone on a, past surface level and you're still deep, but not all the way deep. And then enough to where you're like, okay, I think I figured out if you'll either embarrass me around my peers and or family, or if I can actually take you and you'll be and won't regret this decision. So yeah, I feel about 8 to 12 months is a solid time frame to introduce someone to your family. Because then if you run the risk of doing it too soon, obviously, like I said, you just family could snitch on you, be like, oh wow, you must be the other one that so and so's talking to, and you're like, what? Nah, don't worry.
Kathy, no, this is Kathy.
Because man, like you don't want to be that person that brings your partners home too soon. Because then if it don't work out, then it's not even special anymore, right? Because I feel like when you introduce someone to your family, like you've made it, like you've survived the gauntlet of me, you've survived the gauntlet of my other friends, and whatever else we've encountered throughout our road. And now I can just say, hey, now you can start dealing with the hot mess that is potentially
next
my
level.
family.
Oh no.
So I'm just saying that's a solid time frame to me. And if you're not entertaining the time realm, I mean, yeah, you could just, once again, you throw out some tests. You just like, all right, so if we went to a ball or we went to so and so event at a certain time and setting, like how would you act? Like what would you do? Or just have dates. Like, and in different functions, whether it is a ball, go to the opera, go to this, things that your family would do, right? And just then that way you could be like, oh, this is how that person acts when they are in this environment. Like,
He's like, shit, man, that's some bougie shit, man.
yeah, and you'd be like, what?
He meet your mother and say, what up, ma? Or he meet your dad and say, what up, nigga?
No.
What up, pops?
No.
Yeah, man, because then you gotta figure out how they go out. Like, yeah, they say something like, nah,
Oh my God.
you ain't that close, man. You ain't that close, Like, I don't even know how I'd feel about that. I'd just be like, yo, don't call my mom yet. Like, just
Oh no.
she's my mom.
No,
I get to call her mom now, but you gotta earn that right. You do, man. You do. Because being with somebody is one thing, but then when they act around your family, they could be completely different, right? They could just think that they gotta change themselves just cause, or they just, for whatever the reason, they just act different around your family. Like, no, you don't get to call her mom like that. Y'all ain't buddy. Y'all just met today. Stop acting like that. Some people might just click off the break, and I'm like, okay, that's natural. Do your thing. But, just off the break, Yeah, man, I guess I'm traditional in that sense. Like, just be like, hey, Mrs., Mister, da 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 da, because I don't know. I feel like when you're serious, right? You've already committed to the whole boyfriend and girlfriend thing, and I just feel like maybe you should have that conversation like via phone, not text. Don't text mom and dad. Have a phone or a Zoom conversation. Just before you bring them all over, right? So that way they've kind of dipped their feet in the water a little bit. You're like, ooh, the water is fine. Or like, ooh, no, it's too cold. Let's go to the kiddie pool first. And then just you kind of gauge it, and then you're like, all right, cool, I can take you there, and I know you'll be good. No matter what function we do, you'll be able to interact with people, and yeah, don't ambush people either. Don't ambush people because I feel like that's good. Like, tell them that you got a crazy.
Oh, well, just rat.
Yeah, you tell them that you got a crazy mom, you got a crazy dad, uncle. Like, just don't let me go in cold turkey. Like, let me know a little skinny about your family before I, introduce myself just a little bit. But yeah, I'll leave it off at that.
Okay. Jitterbug.
Yeah. I think that's funny, but I mean, how long? I don't know exactly. Like, again, it's like a natural thing. You be like, all right, I'm feeling this person. Now it's not time to meet my crazy father and mother. You know what I mean? And yeah. I guess when you start establishing a relationship, ready for the next level, like you're already girlfriend, boyfriend. I think after you've been girlfriend and boyfriend for a while, sometimes people act different once you get that title. So I want to see that title. I'm going to see you after that title. I don't want you all of a sudden was acting like a prince at first, and then when I give you that title, you doing that what's up N-word thing that to my parents. And I'll be like, oh shoot, no. So I went after title, after a couple of months of that title, and I already said I love you. That's another thing. I gotta have that feeling. That's when I think you should do it. And that can vary. They can be a year, they can be 2 years. Depends, I guess, on that person.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
All right. Okay, Norman, you got 3 minutes to question her and beat her down. I'm gonna use that for the for the
You gonna beat
TikTok.
me? Why you
Yeah,
beat
beat
me
her the
down?
fuck down. Go ahead, let her have it. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, I think this is a good sub question. Do you get them to meet both parents at the same time, or do you feel when applicable, would you introduce them to one or the other first?
I think it depends on if they're still married or not. Some people parents are together, so I guess to get a feel of them, the first parent, the one you don't care,
The one you don't care about.
their opinion, and you see how they act with that one, right? Go to the most, if they separate, then you go to the most important parent, the one you be like usually that's the mom. For the guy, it's usually the mom that you gotta go to.
Damn.
That's some horrible shit.
I'm glad I asked this. Yes. Oh man.
And usually it's the mom, the one that if he loves his mom, he gets you to meet her. She was the most important, the mom or the aunt or something. The one female that's most important in his life. That's
But
the
okay,
second
let me
person
ask you.
you
Let
should
me
do.
ask you a question. Like, what makes him not important, or her not important? Like, what makes a not so important parent? I mean, obviously they're still in your life if you're introducing someone to them. So, what makes them not important?
I was just playing. I was just playing with that.
Oh,
I'm just
oh,
mean
okay.
like, yeah, the one that you like. Pretty much playing with that. I'm just saying, like if they separated, if they
Oh, trust her
separated.
ass.
But usually, I don't know. It depends on that person, how important that person is to you, or whatever. Like, if you got two separated parents, that's your choice of who you want to introduce them to first. Because I don't know, not a lot of parents still get along with each other. We can have both of them together. You gotta have the
Mhm.
father's schedule, the mom's schedule, and be like, okay, we're gonna have a dinner and put her together. I think you do that when you like about to get married type of thing. You know what I mean? like get both
I
together
did.
for a dinner. Well, if it's like just introducing him or her to the first time, then I think you should do like whoever you think is that you want to introduce them first. I don't think it's a right way of doing it, but you got. I think it depends on that person. Some people think the mom, some people think the dad. Some people try to do both.
You can have that
Depends on your parents. Still don't hate each other.
because it came with the drink.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Jitterbug. Well, let me see. Well, yeah, you might as well just say time. Jitterbug, you got 3 minutes to lay it down on them. Lay it down.
uh,
Smack down.
Throw the
I'm u-
hands.
I'm
Throw the
using that
hands.
for clickbait.
when it comes to men, right? Is it like if a woman is introduced to if let's say they both parents separated, right?
Okay.
Should she feel more honored that she get met with the father first or the mom first?
Andy.
Wow. Wow.
Stray. Ask me first.
Damn.
Like, should
Tough
she
one.
gauge on how serious she is with that?
I feel it depends on your connection to either parent. Because obviously there's the I don't know, man. I instinctively want to say
Mom.
no, not mom, man, not mom, because she don't always
It's
know
mom,
best.
man.
No, man,
Mom. If
because
you have a good mom, you in like I don't know what you introduce your mom.
because
Sorry,
you
mom
know,
might be make or break that relationship. She might be all like, I don't like that girl.
I
And he'd
I,
be like,
I
you're
feel
right. And
that
next thing you know.
if I had to choose one, I would say, because we don't always get the amount of love that we should, I feel like it's an honor to meet the dad. I feel like it's an honor to meet
Bacon.
the dad. No, man, because it's
No.
always about. Even
No.
the saying goes like, "Oh,
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what
let's
I
bring the
asked.
mom."
Mom first.
Why? Why is it mom first?
I don't know. What guys with their moms, yo? I don't know.
Even if
I don't know
you're
guys and their moms, especially mama boys. If he introduce you to mom, you in. Like mom can make a break. You might make that decision to take you seriously all the way.
because I know, like
You
for
like
me,
try to and when women it's the dad.
because like for me personally, like
Your dad opinion. I'm just
my
saying.
my parents were like, neither one of them was particularly great at first when it came to this, but like I would just say, yeah, do the dad first, because I feel like it's something different. Everyone always brings it to mom, and there's nothing wrong with that. If mom is a good judge of character, hey, do that. But if both are good judges of character, I'm gonna just say go to dad first, man, and then hey, because dad might ask like, hey, so is she good? And then you were like, yeah, dad, she's good.
Good at what?
Good job,
Whoa.
son.
Good at what?
If you have to ask,
Good
you
at
already
what?
know. If you have to ask, you
Good
already
at what? Good at what? Oh no, you ain't bothered with your dad over that. Oh, icky, ew. No.
What are you talking about?
All right,
Um,
I can see if you
all
say
right.
she a good looking woman, you'd be like, look, dad. But the other parts, I'm like,
okay, so this is for Jitterbug. Jitterbug. Um,
Say it like
what? It sounds like that, right?
all right, go ahead and read that. Read that for the audience.
When looking for a mate, should you search for what you want or do you look for what you need? I think both. I think you can't do just one or the other. Unless you like part of the world where like wants and needs are different. Like you mostly get married for needs, you mostly get married for wants. I think where I live now, I have the freedom to want both. I think right now I would want both. I would want this person to be this way, or whatever, and I would need for this person to give me certain things to make me feel fulfilled in the relationship. You know what I mean? So, or somebody that can something like back me up when it comes to financial, when it comes to emotional needs, or someone that can kick my butt when I need to, like Lane. I mean, Jitterbug, you ain't doing right. You know what I mean? Like you need that person to be kicking your butt, but you get what you want out of a relationship. Also, I don't think it should. I don't think I should trade off the one or the other.
That it?
Because if you get what you if you get what you need all the time and not what you want, you'll feel like something's lacking, and vice versa. If you get what you want all the time, you know what I mean. There's no needs being met on things that makes a relationship day by day go on. If it's just like get what I want all the time,
How are you so good at
no,
sewing? You know I was Amish for a
back,
while.
there's no give and take. There's nothing there, but somebody just
Eating Nebediah. Yeah, this thought
like bottom all the time. I wouldn't like that. I would like somebody to give me what I need and want.
without television.
That's what I think.
Needle and thread.
So,
Helen, could you make
That's it on that?
yeah.
You're crazy sewing skills.
Okay, Tommy.
Yes, sir. I would agree with that for the most part. Yeah, it should be a balance of what you need and what you want. However, if I had to pick one or the other, I would say at this point in life, I would say go with what you need. Only because our wants tend to change based off of how we feel at any point in time or how we felt up to certain points. And I just feel that even after you might think you want something, and if you at least entertain the person who gives you what you need, sometimes you find out that what you need might have been what you really wanted, but you just didn't know until you found that person who showed you what you really needed. Um, so yeah, I just feel that at that point in time, it's hard, right? Because we as humans are very we like to think we're rational, which I think we are. We just don't challenge ourselves to be as rational as we could be. But we react off of emotions, and then we just then decide off of those, like how we feel about certain things, and then based off how we what we want, whether that's in people, relationships, and yeah, I just feel that because you might just be like, you know what, man, I want to have a whole bunch of sex. I want someone who's open to having a whole bunch of sex. But reality, maybe you just want or need someone who just gives you everything you want, like in one person, and you'd be like, wow, I thought I had to go through all these different people just to get this. Or you thought you wanted the sex because through the sex you would find the love or some sort of clarity, when in reality you need someone to be like, look, no, sit down, shut up, this is what it is, this is what I know by watching you, how you're like, and I know that I'm good for you in that sense. Because someone that you need is someone who's going to balance you out, not by what you lack per se, but by enhancing you at any point in time. Because you could both like complete each other technically in some ways, but that's not all of what you're there for, I believe, in a relationship. So, I feel people need somebody who's going to bring out the best in them and challenge them to see things in a different way, and maybe even see things their way. Because when you get to a point where you can compromise with people, I feel like that's what you ended up needing from a certain standpoint. Because if you just went on the side of people giving you what you want, or just giving into your wants all the time, I feel like a lot of people would never settle down or wouldn't settle down. And if they did, it would be for all the wrong reasons. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick with that answer as far as this question goes. But
Damn.
yeah, that's just me personally, man. Because like I said, we've since we've dated, at a younger age, we've always said, oh, this is what I want, man. I want a girl, I want a freak, I want this, I want her to be this, I want her to be into games or be into this, and whatever case may be. But the whole time, that really might not be core, just for a long lasting relationship, what you really want.
I could dig it. I might
Yeah.
want a freak. But that freak she might be going around fucking everyone. So I need to get the fuck I need.
That's right. This
Um,
your personal freak. She's down to freak you, only
and
you,
me
maybe
only, yeah.
you and another two. But yeah, just mainly you, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jitterbug, you got 3 minutes to rip his head off.
I
Decimate this
think
man.
okay. Can't always get what you want. Um, but you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. I do believe in that song. Like a lot of times,
Okay.
like you said, your wants change, but needs change also. You know what I mean? I might have need this type of thing to get my want. Like I need some person, but that person I'm with to be like encouragement or whatever that drive me to get what I want out of life. Like you said, challenging and all that. Yes. Like I need this person to be like, don't give up. You're talented. Whatever. Go for it. You know what I mean? You need that cheerleader or that person that'll kick your butt too. They give you that honesty. Well, maybe this person or this thing isn't for you. Maybe you should focus on this. This is what you're good at. Or stop being a little baby and just go with you. You know what I mean? I always think I need somebody to be a cheerleader and a person that kick me in my butt all the time. I gotta have that person. I gotta have that honest person. So I want and need that. You know what I mean? So some change after time, like your needs or wants as you get older, as your relationship get older, but it's always one main factor of the need and want that probably never change. Like you always need somebody to some people do need that person that always there to pick them up or whatever, or help them with certain things. Or I'm not good with keeping appointments, this person is. I need that person, to help me out with that or have that feel that part of the relationship in. You know what I mean? Or that person that give me my wants. They see that I'm a very sexual being, like you could say it was like freak or whatever, and they willing to do that type of stuff.
You can do that?
I mean, I wouldn't want them to do it just because of me and they don't like it, but I would want that match. I would want that
Really hard
because
to
that would keep me there in the long run. I'm thinking long run. Like I'll get bored quick, so I need somebody that don't make me
Oh
bored.
shit. Man, no
Okay.
pressure.
So you know your 3 minutes is to
What?
question him.
So I've been thinking.
Yeah. What do you
Well, you never questioned him.
He's like, well,
uh what do you think is one of
Well, it's too late. Your
the
time is
biggest
up.
wants or
You found this?
But I'll let you ask one question. Go ahead. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Great.
what do you think is a big need or want in your life that you can't compromise on in a relationship?
Joe can make this woman's food.
ooh, that I can't compromise on or can?
Shouldn't that be enough?
Okay, fine.
Can't.
Oh, can't compromise.
So we do this my way.
Okay, let me see if I can answer both. A need that I feel like I can't compromise in life is just someone who won't stop, mentally growing. I need someone who can't, because I feel like that's me. Like I need someone who can match that, right? Like someone who's just as inquisitive and curious about as getting to know life and the people in it as much as I do, or at least have a similar level to it. Because if you don't have that and you just have these stale mindsets that may or may change or not change over time, and it just you don't bother
Oh
to
yeah.
challenge it over time, at least you could still come back to the same conclusion even after all whatever research you've done. But if you just it's the same stuff as far as like your mindset, I'm like, I need that. Because I feel like that is how some people grow out of each other. Like you might have gotten with somebody who had the same mindset as you at one point, but then your mindset changed and then theirs didn't, and then you realize you're no longer attracted to that, and you're like, ooh. So that's a need I feel like I can't compromise on. Now, what I can't compromise on is It's like now that you have it, who's open to being with other people in the bedroom.
Oh my. Oh, whatever. Don't even try that.
Hey, it's like I said, once you have it, or once that option's on the table, you're like, ooh, I don't know, man. It's hard not to just go. It's hard to go
Well,
back.
everybody's relationships are different.
No, I mean everyone is. I'm
If
just saying.
everybody's okay with it, it's cool.
Right. I'm just saying because you asked me, so I was like, I'm answering this for me, you know.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, you know. So I'm just saying, man. You know, that's something I don't think I can compromise.
Can't compromise.
Can't compromise now.
All right. So K-Nami, you got 3 minutes to slam her down like you're Superman and she's fucking Batman. Do it.
All right. Okay. So we gonna fire that one back. What is what's a want and a need that you're not willing to compromise at this point?
What I need is loyalty. So that's one thing I can't compromise on. It's like a lot, like top 3, 4, honesty, loyalty. Yeah, like I can't sleep at night if I can't trust a person's word. Like, hey, I'm about to go here. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? It's peaceful to me to know what you say is what you mean, and I can't compromise on that because that's disruption for me. I don't want to lose sleep. What I can't compromise on, what I want. I'm always wanting affection. So affection for me is a big one. You know, it's all kinds of affection, but I gotta know that person is still digging me, wanting to be near me, wanting to touch me, wanting to talk to me. I need that. So that's one thing I'm not really willing to compromise on. A want that I want to have.
Okay.
I don't want a robotic ass relationship. Yeah.
So she's needy. That's what I heard.
So let me say what I want and what I need.
Sorry, no, I'm just like,
I need someone who understands what it is to have a great internet connection, and it's like, I'm messing with you. You ain't like, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Just unplugs the computer and flies out to Vegas.
If I had the money, I probably would do that.
Damn. That's how you
I
feel?
would do that.
Vengeful spirit.
That's how nutty I am. I am vengeful.
We just see her on the other end, like, oh.
I was not waking that bear up.
Okay.
Hibernation haven't been used in a while.
So who's the next one for? I lost fucking track again. Who started first? It was Jitterbug, so it's K-Nami.
Okay. Okay, she did.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go with that. That's fine.
All right. K-Nami, when ending a serious relationship, how long should you wait before dating again? Jitterbug, why you make that face?
As soon as I say good night. Like,
damn.
As soon as I said good damn. Okay. I would say 7 to 12 months. 7 to 12 months.
Oh man.
Because all right, and reason being, right? I feel like people in this society, I feel a lot of people rush to get back into relationships, right? Because they don't sit back and take the time to figure out why the relationship was bad in the first place, you know? And a lot of people, you know, I see it in people's relationships who I currently know of, and I'm just like, you say a lot about who the person did wrong to you, but at the end of the day, and I feel like it's not like it's impossible, because there are some relationships where it is completely one-sided, and I'm just like, wow, like he or she is amazing, but you, wow, you are a piece of trash. How did that happen? But I digress. Now, on a more realistic sense, it takes two to tango. So then they don't people don't sit back and figure out like where they went wrong, how they might have done something bad to anyone else in the relationship. And so instead of going through any of this thought process, they just say, you know what, I don't want to deal with the emotional heartbreak or anything involved in it. So I'm going to jump back in a relationship and do the same sad story, more than likely, all over again. Um, but yeah, I feel like just when you're doing it within that time frame that I mentioned, you have time, or should utilize that time rather, to sit back, reflect. Don't see nobody. Don't fuck nobody. Well, okay, maybe you can fuck somebody. Just
I know.
but yeah, don't engage in serious dating until you've taken some of that time to reflect. Because I don't say like 7 months to being like you need to take every single day, because obviously like you can't do that. You have to live your life. You have other obligations you have to commit to. So yeah, I'm just saying out of that select time in 7 to 12 months that it's probably a good idea that, especially if it's a long term or a serious relationship, yeah, take some time, think on that, because you're not going to get everything in one go, two goes. It's going to take a minute. It also gives you time to just reflect on what you liked, what you didn't like, what you didn't think you liked, or what you thought you liked but didn't, or what you thought that you didn't like but you ended up liking, stuff like that. And people don't consciously think about that. So I feel like that's a good time limit to just sit back and do it. I mean, take as much time as you need, but don't take too long, because like no matter how good you look at some point in time, you ain't for all markets as you get older at some point. So yeah, don't take too long. So yeah, 7 to 12 months, solid time frame, I'd say.
I could dig it. Jitterbug.
And this was really important.
The day after.
A little part of me says that. But,
Ooh, don't do it.
well, you say date. You say dating again. You mean seriously, or just going to see what's out there?
When ending a serious relationship, how long?
But dating. Because some people dating doesn't mean they're dating seriously, looking for the one.
But the question is a serious relationship.
In a serious relationship.
It says when ending a serious relationship, how long should you wait before dating again?
Like dating.
Oh no, don't do that. No. Oh Lord.
All right, I'm gonna use my experience because I don't have a lot of dating experience, like I said at first. It was the day after. God dang it.
The same day.
But are we done? All right. Hey, you over there. What's up, big boy? What's up, boy?
I haven't done that. But the thing is, because of me, for me to get to that point where I want to end it, right? So in my mind, it been ended. The relationship it's been ended for years for me mentally. So I wasn't there. I wasn't. It felt like a long time with me with someone. It just felt like roommates. It just felt like
Whole point of this was for me to prove to Wilhelmina that I
was checked out. So every time I talk to this person, it's just because I had to.
And what's worse,
every time I do something that's probably what I didn't want to do, is like just to keep the peace. But usually, if I'm to that point of breaking up, it's been a while when I was thinking about it. Mentally, I checked out. So I think I would get out there sooner. There's somebody that's like broken up. Like, let's say I love that person, we broken up. I think a year.
Walk like a man.
You know what I mean, some people say it takes as long. It takes as long as it does to get over somebody, as long as you know that person.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like, I think like Like let's say you've been dating for 12 years, right? It take like a year to get over that person. Let's say you've been with this person for 20 something years. It take 2 years to get over that person. You know what I mean? Like go by months like that. It's not
2% of the
average.
time that you've been with someone is the amount of time like it takes.
Like if I met that person and I liked her for a lot and we broke up and we been with each other for 2 months, I think that 2 weeks would be all right. But
Yeah, I don't think that would be serious.
but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just playing. But it depends on that because I check out on people. So mentally I be checked out. So it took me like 7 months. It wasn't that I went over it. It's just that to get over, like to get in back into like thinking about other guys. It took months,
You said
not
one day.
years. I get over that shit fast. Days
Yeah.
even.
I would
I
say,
got
I would
Bowie days.
say, I would say it's always best to wait. Get to know yourself. I tell some people like enjoy yourself at this point. Understand who you are. You just got out of something serious. You've been through shit. Like just take some time and enjoy yourself, learn yourself, grow in yourself, and then when you do get with someone, you're not bringing that fucking baggage. You're not bringing that terrible, terrible baggage. All right, but let's go ahead. Okay, now you got 3 minutes to knock her head off.
Not
Why are you knocking my head off? Can I keep my head on my shoulder?
No,
Nah,
you cannot.
son. No heads is intact tonight. Heads will roll. Heads will roll.
Please
So,
no.
let's see.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Now, I know you say you didn't have a lot of dating experience, but like if you got back on the horse right after being with somebody for so long, like do you feel that you would try to take things slower, like pace wise, like before how you did the last relationship, or do you feel like you would just keep the same pace as you did when you were first dating the last person you ended your relationship with?
Oh fuck, slower. You should go way slower. I
Nice.
think I think a person should go. I think a person should go slower. Like even if let me say, I think a person should go slower because I think you should sit there and see if you are making that same mistake. Like you might see something in that person that's like similar to that person or whatever, and you keep picking the same person that's not fit for you or whatever. I think you should take it slower.
Okay.
I do.
Hmm. All right. And so, all right, I got another one for you. So, would you date someone who was anywhere similar to the last person you went out with, or would you go out with someone who was just way different than the last person that you were with?
I'll be open to both because some things of the person that I was with, something not everybody's all bad. Like you said, that person is a total demon or whatever. I've been with that person for a reason. What makes them, you know what I mean? What makes them interesting to me? Like it could have been conversations, the same type of politics. It could be the same. Like we have the same sense of humor. You know what I mean? You might want that still in someone, but a different person that has something different that you don't want that person has. I don't think nothing wrong with that. Or to see how someone totally different how you would feel with that person. If you're dating, you're trying to find out, right? If you see some similar stuff that's red flags that will be potentially harmful to you in the long run being with this person, then yeah, they should run from that. It's the good thing about it, you can probably recognize it way faster than when you first dated the person, the ex. So you probably be like, oh
Dude.
man, you don't like hot Cheetos. Bye. But that's a red flag. What monster don't like hot Cheetos?
I don't. What the fuck are you saying?
Dude. That should have been one of the important questions that we answered.
Right?
Like,
hot Cheetos are regular.
oh no.
Okay, time. Shit. Okay, Jitterbug, go ahead. You got 3 minutes to pull each tooth out of his mouth with some fucking pliers.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dirty,
Oh,
dirty.
wait. I'm going for the roots. Okay. Um, would you feel some type of way someone that you did just break up with? Let's say you did care about them and you broke up with them, and they was all you already see them dating with somebody else, like 2 days or a week after you broke up, pretty soon. No
Damn.
way.
Uh, yeah, I would because I initially I'm like, damn, how did I manage to pick somebody who would do this? And
Get
then
over it.
yeah, and then second off, I'm like, damn, like was I? I mean, just objectively thinking, right? Just was I that bad that you felt that you had to jump on somebody like 48 hours after we got off? Like shit. I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I do?
Would you be wondering they had that person on the side the whole time though? Would you be
I
worried
mean,
about
yeah,
that?
there is that
so fast that you be
possibility.
like, wow, huh?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, there is that possibility.
They just upgraded the side piece.
Yeah,
Like, oh fuck it, you're upgraded.
yeah, you've been upgraded. Shit. At that point, I guess I wouldn't feel that bad. Like, all right, well, you've been playing with this since we've been together, so I don't feel that bad. But and like let's just say like I met that person, right? The new person that they left 2 days, and then somehow like
yeah,
I was like,
tell
oh,
from the job, her job,
they met at the job.
and you went past there a couple times, seeing them talking, and all that.
Or what if like you both had? I mean, granted, I wouldn't do this, but what if like you both had the same interest in that same person when you were moving on? Oh man. But yeah, I would definitely feel some type of way, just because I'd be like, wow, man, like, because you already feel like you ran into somebody if and I mean, assuming we ended the relationship, bad, yeah, I'd be like, well, damn, man, like f you, man, f you, just you could have waited 2 weeks at least, but now this is 2 days, man. I was like, I was something tied you over until you get something else. Like that just made me feel like the whole relationship just was nothing.
What you thought it was?
Like, yeah, because
like,
it was
dang, you meant something to me, but I don't mean back to you to get over that quick.
yeah, because for some people, time ain't nothing for them, so they're just like, all right, well, like, and especially if the person's younger too, right? Like, they're like, oh, this 2 years wasn't for me, but for you. For you, this is life changing. Like you went from 28 to 30. I just went from 24 to 26. So, I don't know. I would definitely feel some type of way for sure.
Okay, I got a random question to throw in there.
Throw it out there.
How would you feel that you left this person? You leave them, and you had your specific reasons why you left them. Whether it's financially, whether it's cheating, whether it's whatever. As soon as you leave him, he gets with someone else, and he's like the perfect motherfucker.
Oof.
I'm talking about he's fucking perfect.
I was thinking about that. Oh man,
you were the test to make him perfect.
You was the one that made them good change, and you don't benefit.
But see, that's just kind of the unfortunate thing of all of us as human beings, right? Because until we find that one that we don't know, but we just happen to end up settling down with this person, everyone else, no matter how good or how bad, we're all tests. We're all tests until you got to be with that one. But yeah, it sucks to see that person, right? Because then, although I would think like, well, if this person is even better than I am, and this person was already bad when they were with me, and now my ex might not last with that new person. But yeah, like if I see a guy is like he's more put together than me and all this and stuff, I might feel a little bit some type of way. Like the main thing would just be like, does he have a bit? Like if I talk to this person, I'm like, damn, like I'm not even gay or nothing, but shit, I date you.
like man, I see why she's a hell.
I'm like, damn. So I can't even get mad at the choice. I still hate you, but I can't even get mad at your choice. Yeah.
I don't think the thing is, once I'm over somebody, so I don't give a crap what they go on with their life, do whatever. I don't care anymore. You know, the only time I would care if I like it's been like really soon or whatever. But what are the chance to meet somebody really soon, got all this stuff together, ready to get married or whatever? I would say I wouldn't care. Mentally, I already checked out. Physically, I checked out. Have a good life, my guy. Because of me, girl, you benefiting. You know, thank me. I changed them to that little
Thank
boy to a
me.
man. Thank me.
Thank me
You
for that nice
benefit, girl.
mansion you got now.
Don't you know? What? Do we rub your toes at night? All day? I told him that's what
But in the
women want.
bed, he's like, that bitch ain't
You're
do shit. That's all
welcome.
you, baby. That's all you. She ain't do shit.
Nah, I'm like, hey. Do whatever that trick.
All right. Oh shit! See, when we let her go too long, she gets too deep.
She's
Now-
got
now-
skills.
Now I see why we got the timer.
It's only been 30 seconds. Time. I said time.
Time, goddammit. All right, Jitterbug. When dating, and you're a single parent, is it best to look for someone with kids or without, and why?
Oh man. You know what's funny? Even when kids don't want people with kids. So I don't know. That's the thing. Like it'd be like, especially single dudes, because if they have kids, most likely the mom is the one that's taking care of the kids. So he out there like he a single dude with no kids. A woman have kids. The guy she date, no matter if he have kids or not, they look at her as like, oh my gosh, I gotta be with these little kids that ain't even mine, running around, hating me, saying you're not my daddy. You know what I mean? So it's hard. I think it's different for men and women. You're not my daddy. Tell me what to do. Like, oh well, you know. I don't know that answer because I don't know if it's gonna be better or not. It depends on that person that wants to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like I can sit there and be with a single guy because there's a lot of stepdads out there that nobody give credit to. That sit there and mess with these women or men, stepmoms and stepdads. That mess with these men and women with kids, and you know they'll tell you at first it was hard, especially with the kids that probably got divorced or whatever. You know what I mean? They probably gave them a lot of a lot of crap, and they still stuck around because they love their wife and therefore they gotta love the kids or whatever, or at least they tolerate the kids. I'm not sure. Or like give them respect. You know what I mean? Like so that's like sometimes you might run into a guy that's sick, that never had kids or have kids, they'll be willing to do that. Take whatever a good person and don't look at that like that. Don't sit there and date with the idea of that person gotta have kids. You know what I mean? Or date that person they can't have kids if you're a single parent. Just see if they not a R. Kelly. Just make sure they not an R. Kelly or something like that.
Oh no.
Say that.
Okay.
It's hard to find love anyway. So I'm assuming say, no, you don't have no kids, and this person might be perfect for me, or that person has kids, and I'm like, no, that person me just because they have kids. It's hard to find stuff when you have kids. So I think you should find that guy that's have kids or not willing to take that package.
Okay.
So you know you don't want to cut your dating pool smaller than it actually is already. You know what I mean? Like open it up. Don't be like, oh, you don't got no kids. I don't trust that. Nah, just
And today we're counting down our
do it.
Do it.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, Nami.
Okay. Just personal experience. I'm gonna say, man, if you're dating and you're a single parent, man, find somebody who ain't got no kids. Cause I don't care if you got no kids. Zero. And if you have one on the way, that still counts as a kid. So yeah.
It's a quarter of a kid.
There's still a possibility that's gonna be that one, so I'm still counted anyway. Cause man, you know, Like, all right, so say you're the single parent. You already have one kid or multiple kids to deal with, and you know, kids come with their own set of responsibilities and shit. So you can be on the date's all good, ha ha he he, life is wonderful, and then ma, oh my gosh, Billy didn't run down the house. Oh god dang it, I gotta go home.
Dang. What the heck? That right there, I'm like, okay, this date is over if I was that guy.
Yeah,
You burned out kid. Nah, your kids are psycho.
Number 9, Gary Kroger.
Well, yeah, man, because it's just like you already have to deal with your own kids' issues, and not to say that it's not doable, but I would want somebody who has the least amount of issues possible, and I already have to deal with that person's issues potentially. Then I have to deal with your other mini me's versions of you's issues too, on top of them combining with my mini me's versions issues and all that. Like, no, man. Like, I would prefer not to have it. Like, I went out. I was sorry. Let me start over again. I started dating someone who actually had a kid, and man, like she was cool. She was good looking, and all that. But man, it was just like, for one, there was a language barrier. Then she had the kid, and then she had the kid's father. That's another issue. There's potentially the other parents. The baby mom or the baby dad who might still be trying to push up on them. And then you got competition that shouldn't be competition. So I'm just like, now I got to deal with that and the fact that he's his kid. Oh, sorry. So I'm just like, oh man, like things used to work when you just don't have a kid, but man, when you have the kids, it's just, man, it's not an easy decision. But I would just say, like, yeah, if I was already a single parent with a kid or kids, I'm not looking for you if you got kids. Like, you have to be amazing. You have to show me why you have 3-4 kids.
Oh, see? Oh my gosh.
But
Oh my gosh.
Like, even outside of that, even if you show me why you had all those kids, you have to be a heck of an amazing person for me to consider to stay with that. So yeah, my vote is with no kids if at all possible.
Okay. Jitterbug, you got 3 minutes. Throw it down.
Don't you think it's harder? Like, this guy has no kids, right? It'd be even harder to get him because he has no kids. You would think a dad with kids, he can understand more on how hard it is to date with kids. A guy with kids, with no kids, a woman with no kids. There's a lot of women that do that too. I think it's more stepmoms and stepdads, but I'm not sure. But do you think it'd be harder for a woman to, like, I'm gonna try to grab no, not even a woman. Anybody would try to grab somebody with no kids. Take on that. It'd be harder to get that rather than somebody that already had kids.
I mean, because personally, right? I never thought as like kids as being a bonus to your appeal. Like, I would.
It's not a bonus, yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah. That's like a thing that's like, oh.
Because no one gives you brownie. I mean, yeah, you get points for being a parent, but when it comes to dating, you're just like, I've never given a plus for someone who says, oh, but I got like 5 kids. I'm like, wow, that brings you higher up on the dating tier list now. Like, it just, but.
No, I'm saying, don't you think it make it harder for her or him?
Yeah, I do, because there's like
with 5 or some shit like that.
Yeah, like one or multiple, and I do think it depends on, like, say, the age of the kids too, right? Like, if they're young kids and they require a lot of your attention, or if it's a mixed bag and you got a teenager and you got a middle schooler and you got like a 5-year-old and then a 2-year-old, and it's just like. That already stresses me out. Those aren't even my kids. So me potentially having to deal with all that is a bit of a turnoff personally. But like if you had a teenager, right, or someone who is about to be a teenager, and they can operate quasi independently, I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. They're not gonna have. They would probably prefer it if we're out doing our own thing as opposed to us bugging them,
True.
So Like, yeah, man, I could deal with that. That's doable. But yeah, when you got the young ones, man, when you got the young ones, I feel like that's for a guy or a woman, because and it's not all parents, but I do feel like some parents are just thinking like, oh man, how can I find a supplement to replace what was lost during the breakup or the divorce, whatever the case may be.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't look at that. No.
No, I mean you shouldn't, but then just because they might see you as a genuinely nice person, which also doesn't mean you're a good parent, but they might just think like, oh, I think you'd be great with
Yeah,
the
true.
kids, and then that's not directly stated. It's like that basically said, oh, you think I'd be a good father or a good mother figure for your kids, and I'd be like, I don't know if I want that responsibility. And it gets hard because like,
Just see it.
because what if you break up with this person, right? And then the kids still like you, but then they're just like the ex hates you, and they're like, I don't want you to see, little Molly or little Timmy again. You're like, but I like little Molly and little Timmy because of you. I like them now, and I hate you. I hate you even more. I don't know. So, yeah.
All right, time. Okay, Nami. Get that question out of there.
As somebody with kids, how do you feel dating is at this point in time?
I would say hard. If you like dating, try to date. Hold on.
Before being inducted into the cast as a featured player,
If you try to date someone seriously,
until 1984.
and you're out there for serious reasons, I think it'd be harder. Because, like I said, even you stated, even if I have kids, I don't want to date somebody with kids because I got to deal with them kids too. You know what I mean? Like, it's that thing. And then I'm a woman, so that means the kids are with me. If I was a dude, kids, it's easier to date because they probably with their mom. You know what I mean? I can go out anytime I want, when I want. Kids once a month or twice a week or something like that. It's way easier. I got more freedom to pay attention to that person I'm dating, right? The person that's probably a single parent, they have to be with that kid all the time. Men and women do it. I ain't gonna say that, but most time be with the women, right? I say it'll be harder. You know what I mean? Because the guy's gonna think about that. Like, should I date someone with a kid? Because if he or she always had them around, I gotta deal with them. You know what I mean? I gotta be that disciplinary. Let's say you're serious, right? You about to get married or move in or something. You gotta learn where your balance is, and a lot of people don't feel comfortable disciplining kids or know how to discipline kids because they've never been around them. You're like, what the freak? So I think it'd be harder for a single parent, especially with the kids living with you, to get somebody to want to take you on, with or without kids. Like, will that person have kids or not? Especially if the person don't have kids. They're like, man, it's too many. I can date a girl just as cool as you with no kids. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, yeah.
I just feel like some shots were fired
If
at
that
fathers.
person think you're worth it, at least give it a shot. If you think that person worth it, give it a shot. You might be a good they might have good kids. Some people have good kids that would accept you. Ease it on there, like, oh, let's go on a date with the kids. McDonald's or something to go down the street and eat ice cream, to a zoo. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be serious, you gotta eventually introduce them to your kids and see how it is then, I guess.
Okay.
I've never done it, so I don't know. That's how I think it should be anyway.
Well, I'm serious about those kids, and I say those kids. Sorry, no.
To a person that has some, okay.
True.
Uh-huh.
As a man that met a woman with kids, I would tell you it was fairly easy because the kids were respectful. I said as long as you got respectful ass kids, and when you're in a serious relationship with that woman and she let you discipline those kids, you're fucking grand. Because if you got some disrespectful ass kids and you ain't letting them run over me and you, we got problems.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Like, yeah, that's true. Like there's some people that let them like that little Jimmy curse her out and him out, and you be like, "No, I'm not getting in that," and I can't hit him. So sorry.
Dancing night.
Can I hit him
Man.
just once? We check him. We check him in the
Okay,
gut.
okay. We have way more questions, but I guess we'll save that for another show. Uh, so we're gonna use the last, I would say 15, 20 minutes on, you know what it is, rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
So I mean, who wants to start it off? I guess, matter of fact, no. Oh,
I'll do it.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
Cause he did it last time.
Here comes some man hating shit. Here we go. Let's go. I'm
Oh
joking.
man,
I'm joking.
oh
I'm
my
joking.
men suck.
Just for
I'm gonna get my
you.
men suck face.
Yeah. I'm gonna use that. That's gonna be a clip art right there.
Men surface.
So go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Or men face.
Like man.
I don't understand you. But go ahead. I just get that look like sometimes they say stuff like
Go ahead. You start whenever you want to.
More pictures. Show us the
you said rapid fire. Oh what? I asked him questions.
Yeah, just y'all asking questions back and forth, just going at it.
Sorry.
I thought you were gonna ask him questions. We just open up and say it.
Oh, you thought I was gonna ask you a question? No. This is what you have to say.
All right.
Oh dang, I didn't know that. So I'm ready to ask questions. Answer questions.
She didn't even know what she signed up for. She's like, damn
Dang,
it.
I did not know for real. This is like if I knew I would have probably told you stuff.
Oh, man.
Just ask a question you thought about
Do
asking.
men,
Have enough
okay,
time.
do men
Yeah.
fall in okay. Do men fall in love slower than women?
Your mic is just going in and out.
Yeah. Like, I hear every other word.
I got headphones. Hold on, my headphones are down. Let me try to if I take them off, will it cut it off on me? Hold on.
We gotta get her a USB mic.
No, I think I got daggone. Not Mike. My headphones suck. Like everybody's all like, get an iPods. Pay that $100 and something. I could have got new iPods. Like, oh my gosh. Hello, hold on. Shoot. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, where's my where's my case at? Hold on.
I was about to say that was a bit clear.
Rapid fire. All right. As soon as that Halo come out, we have to stream that shit.
Oh, of course. You already know.
You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear me that my question?
I did not. Please repeat.
Do you think men fall in love faster or slower than women?
I feel like somehow we've already asked this or answered this, but
I don't know. Y'all got me on like on the spot. I didn't think of none of this.
I mean,
Supposed to be rapid, yo.
Rapid.
you're right. I guess women, because some dudes out here have commitment issues, and so just saying that I love.
Dang. You know, you said it to somebody, you making that sound. Dang.
Like you eating them out, just like I love.
You know how I feel, girl.
Yeah, I just feel like because we got commitment issues and shit, we trying to figure out options, man. You're like, damn, but if I say that, like, I feel like that's like you trapping yourself. Because you're just like, damn. It's like, I love you.
I can see it. I can see that. I can see that way of thinking. I really can. I know.
No.
I can see that way of thinking. I'm not even gonna lie.
Just
I'm
slipped
not even
out,
gonna blame
man.
somebody for that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, rapid fire. Would you date a person who has the same amount of kids as you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think that's hypocritical as heck. Oh no, you have like I seen this video, this YouTube video. This little lady had 5 kids, right? And she said that this guy was trying to talk to her. She wasn't interested or whatever, right? She was pretty much messing with him, like playing with him or whatever. And he said he had one kid. She's like, oh no, I have enough for kids. I have 5. I have enough kids for both of us. I can't mess with a guy with a kid. She has 5. She messed with this guy with 1 kid. Can't mess with. And you're like, how that work, girl? How that work?
Yeah,
That's
fucking weird.
I was confused. And then she wasn't interested in him, so she was just being a jerk, saying dumb stuff to him just to make him feel bad. This man said he had a kid. He had 1 kid, a house with 2 bedrooms, his own job. She all like, you got that little job and that little house and all this. But she probably don't have none of that. But whatever. Yeah, but she was complaining about that man having that 1 kid, and probably baby mama taking care of that kid. And she complained about he only had that 1 kid because she want all that money to go to her, I guess, with her 5.
Damn.
Yes, that's crazy to me. Whatever. So I'm not a hypocrite. Just have them joints well behaved. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really like
Friendly. No, 15.
maybe just the old girl off, take her for a spin.
Okay.
Dancing.
So I guess your turn now.
Thanks again for lunch.
Would you
And gentleman's facial. And
would you mess with a woman that used to? Hey, you know,
that's a good thing.
He's getting Samson.
that's always doing that crap. Taught himself.
Sorry.
What would you mess with someone that used to be a sex worker? Like
Yes.
a popular one too. Like she ain't never had no clothes time. Like she was on demand. like
On demand.
like that chick. That
Yeah, the question should be, how did you pull that?
Shit. Yeah, she just chose to
She
settle
retired.
down with you.
now she at the grocery store. You met her and she told you about her past. She used to be Betty from around the corner.
Wow.
Dang. Like
Had
if it
thousands
takes
of
me
clients.
if it takes me a year to add up all the amount of penises inserted in her,
Oh, no, dang.
then I don't know, man. Like, oh, babe, I think we had sex 100 times, and she's just like, wow, I think that's about like the same amount of people I had sex with. Like, oh.
She'd probably be like, you know what? You got to do something probably pretty interesting for her to be all excited.
But you know, then there's the benefits. I mean, this would be with
Very
restrictions.
experienced.
Yeah, you know, I'd be like, all right, so first off, because of your profession, I need to see your most recent pap smear, HIV, and other
I'm
STD
done.
tests.
That's fair. I think you should do that with anybody
You know,
nowadays, especially.
but yeah, especially that one. So, and then I'd be like, but the benefits, right? The benefits of this probationary period. She might just have some industry moves that, you know, not all these girls out here is doing. So you'd be like, oh,
Could be some benefits, yep.
yeah.
But do it outweigh the benefits? Would it be like after a while you just think about all the guy, all the don't you know all that technique she has? All them guys she used it on.
I feel like at this point too, this would be other part of the probationary period. I'd be like, okay, so do any of the men that you did business with live in this area, and how frequently
like
will
that?
you run into this or these people?
Oh yeah, every time you run around like to the store or something, they be like, "Hey Betty," or they get that look like they know her.
Right, you still serving Betty? Nah, man, she ain't serving nobody.
Or they talk about it, they look at you like they know. They be like, oh, they'll give you that look like.
It's just,
Yeah, I would think 9 times out of 10 she'll probably move to a different area. I don't think she'll be a fool.
yeah, we can't stay in the same area. We
Yo, but the more people you do stuff, the more the chances are. Like, let's say somebody wants to get serviced by a prostitute, they wouldn't do it around their neighborhood. They'll go outside that joint, so it won't come back on them. But then they see that girl and be like this. You'll see them look at her and look at you, and then walk away looking weird. We know what that's about. We know what that's about.
As it was said in one song, those hoes better act like they don't know me.
What song is this? How do you make a song sound like
No, this is a song called "Wait a
a
Minute."
game show?
featuring Remy Ma and Fresher. And one of the lines
Like,
is,
I'm with my baby mama. You don't know me.
No, I think the lyric goes like when I'm with my when I'm with my main bitch, the other hoes better act like they don't know me. And I was like,
I gotta look for that song.
yeah, it's called Wait a Minute.
Wait a minute, okay.
Yeah. Now this begs the question. So, okay, how far would you actually be willing to travel for out of state sex or out of the area sex?
As long as you don't come back on them. You know what I mean? Some people paranoid on that. They don't want that crap to come. They don't want Betty to go show up in that same grocery store with his wife and kids.
I might just tell her straight up, be like, hey, look here, ho. No.
Oh, dang! You don't call your girl ho? She's an ex-ho. She's an ex-ho.
Fine. Fine. Ex-ho.
She with you now.
I mean, you don't have to lose the hoe tendencies. You just can't be the hoe anymore.
Just don't get paid for it anymore.
Yeah. Unless I'm throwing ones your way.
Oh, yeah. Mike can do that too.
Hey, man, you know what? Like, some things, man, people take for granted. Because I'm like, yo, somebody like, no, I want a virgin. I'm like, no, you don't. Like,
really?
Don't get me wrong, man. Like, there's times and places for virgins, you know. I had my V card taken and it was actually not bad. But like
it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all. But you know,
I would think that.
No, because some people's virgin experiences aren't great, man. But you know,
I thought it'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it'd be good for them. I don't know.
No, because see here, you think like some other women think, like all pussy must be good pussy. I'm like, no, it is not. It is not. It is not. Like if we're
I don't know, but the way men act, you never know. I don't know. Men put it out there like it is. But I'm just saying.
Guys, because those are the guys that would fuck anything as long as it's a moist hole. Like, you know, they're like,
damn, that's graphic. That's graphic as heck.
Look, man, I'm just saying there are those dudes that are just like, all right, well, hey, I don't care what you got. Like, can you get it in? So you don't care. I got AIDS, the clap, you know, syphilis, you know, and all that. Like, nah, as long as you can make it clap, then we can play ball.
Yeah,
like,
some people don't have any type of standards. Like you see them, everybody knows that guy that's like community D. You know what I mean?
Shit.
That guy, if he's warm and living and letting me do it, I don't care. I don't have to like her personality. I don't have to like her or anything. I only have to be attracted to the chick sexually. As long as she let me do it.
Yeah, see, those are the ones that literally, like, people say, oh, he'll do anything with the pulse. Those are literally those guys.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us that have standards out here, trust me, not all is good. Like some, since we're trying to keep it clean, some vagina doesn't all look right either. Like, you know, some, because you know how, like, when some women send, like, you know, penis pictures, there's some times where, like, women send pictures of their vajayjays, and I'm like, oh wow, what is that? Why are the flaps all?
Do women
like
really
trying to absorb me? Like,
I never seen somebody woman like send just straight up hustler style pics. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing, but you know, some of them might be out here like, yeah, I could have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Look sexy in my head, but you know.
Yeah. Then
like,
there's
I don't think the thing is though, I don't think any vagina look good. That's the only thing though. I don't think any of them look good. I never. It's like, yeah, that's a pretty.
Man, you never even like seen a porno or like even if you wouldn't do it, like you couldn't just appreciate it.
I just never seen one. It's just not.
It's a nicely shaped.
I care about.
That's a nice fucking pussy.
Yeah, man. You just see something, you're just like, wow.
I never looked. I'm sure I never looked at my
she took real good care of that.
Yeah.
The
nice way she's shaving, and the way the
waving at you,
both of them folds into this way. It's just perfect.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I never looked at it and thought it's pretty. I always thought all vaginas was ugly.
Man, because I remember there's one girl I remember, man, and we were walking by one day. She just had, like, you know, the whole leg cross thing, and man, it was just a real sunny day too. It almost felt like I was meant to see it, but
What?
I was walking by
Specific as hell.
she just waved, and I was like, "Hey!" And I just happened to look down, and I was like, "Hi to you too." And
Oh no, she wanted people to see that there.
I was just like, "Bro, wow, like that, like, because you don't just like. I mean, some guys.
You're a
probably do.
dude, so I would think you would think
I
what
don't just
what
randomly
was pretty.
picture how some women's vaginas look, but I just happened to see that one that day, and I was like, "Wow, like, you know what? Just even in a non-sexual way, like, I could just." Could you just sit back and I could paint it like that?
Oh no. Oh, no.
You're like, wow, this was a really well prepared, but like, it's not too overly done.
See, I'm about to do that head nod with men. Like,
hey, you can do it because you've seen. I'm sure out of the however many you've seen some men's privates that you were probably like,
men. Oh,
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
See,
that's the equivalent.
But you can see what I'm saying. You ain't never look at a guy's and thought that's a good looking.
What?
The girth and the length and the color, just mwah. I wish mine looked like that.
On a strictly anatomical level, I mean, I'm sure you could just do that. I'm like, yeah, all right. This dude doesn't have a fucked up dick. That's always a win, right?
I can see an ugly one, but I've never seen a pretty one. Like when it comes to vaginas, like some joints you'd be like, damn, that look wrecked. Like you ever seen some the
fire took place in
the
it.
lips were like deflated and it's all the way down to her like just floppy down to her like between her thighs, just like hanging, and it's like past the part it's supposed to be at. I've seen that. And I've seen ugly ones, but I never seen one I was thinking pretty. Because like I said, I think they all ugly, but some joints are just like Flavor Flav ugly.
Why?
I don't know. Some joints are like, that's like something wrong with that. If I can go like that, and I see some penises like that, I'm like, oh, what's wrong with your joint? Why do it go like that?
Yeah, like
why got a bunch of bumps on it? What the freak do you have?
Dudes have natural bumps, but then there's like the
I know the natural looking ones.
Stuff bumps. But nah, man, like you be watching porns and stuff, and like you just see the dudes that are like the curved ones, and I'm like, man, that's gotta be awkward. Like,
how do you do it? Like, do you tell her to lean on the side? I don't understand it. I've never seen one in person. I don't think I've ever seen one. Even in a porn, I've seen like joints that's stupid big. Like I seen one that was a dye one. You know what I mean? With a 2x4 by one. Like it was two guys. Got one guy with two. Yeah, I saw that before.
I wonder if that makes you doubly horny. Or
yeah, like, and I seen one guy that was so big, ain't no way he getting laid. Like that dude's still a virgin. Like no woman's handling that. No woman. Like that seems like that's a curse rather than a blessing. Like nobody's handling him. She has to be a whole animal to handle this man. Like that's not natural. That's scary. Like I would feel sorry for that guy. And he tried to still be with this woman. It's like all the blood drained from his whole body because how skinny he was to that one big leg he had. Like that's too big. That's too big. Even I think any guy would say that's too big. Guys be all like, oh, what a big one. Now you saw that, you be like, nah, I'm good. You would never have sex. Unless you're going to go to Animal Farm.
I think I would, well, man, just.
That's a curse.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'd want anything more than like 8. That would just be, I think that'd be overkill. I feel like 8, like that's a good one size fits all.
Well, never mind. Never mind. I'm going so deep, and I'm trying not to do so bad.
Okay.
Off camera.
Got any more questions, guys?
I mean, I'm at this point, I'm out, fam.
Me too. I gotta take a shower.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say.
Oh, I was like, what? Damn, we just rolled.
Oh, dang! I gotta take a poop.
We thought you were gonna say shit.
Yeah.
I gotta take a. I don't even talk like that. That's what's funny. I don't even talk like that.
Gotta take a raw one.
I I gotta drop a brown baby.
Oh no. Technically, all of them should be brown. Going on.
Well. I would say this was good. We still went over our hour and 30 minute mark, but we ain't gonna say anything.
He meant
Sorry.
for it to happen. He think he's slick all the time, but I'm not. I'm
No,
hip to it.
this was
Right.
not it. We
I know
tried.
you.
I didn't even finish all the
Yeah, we
questions.
didn't even get through all the questions.
I already know he meant to, just by the amount of questions he asked, the list he showed us. I was like,
Yeah, but we still didn't get all. Look. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions to go. Fuck it,
anyway.
I would want to say thank you guys for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the revolution, because this is what we do.
Yes.
Don't forget that this is a revolution, not a physical one, but it's a mental revolution. And we have to first start with what's up there. I want to thank Jitterbug and K Nami. Go ahead and say your piece.
Pleasure's all ours. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as you know, our time has come to an end. And this is your boy, K Nami, thanking y'all for rocking with the Revolutionary Party. Till next time, glitches.
Bam.
Goodbye, farewell. See you later.
Okay.
Wait.
You're forgetting something.
Oh.
Shit. There she goes. There she goes.
Don't forget to wash behind your ears. I don't freaking know. I'll
My
do better.
goodness.
I'll do better.
Come on, man.
Ooh.
Got
No, you know
all
what?
week.
You know what? I bet you from next time to on, I'll be on it. I know what I'm gonna do now. I know how I'm gonna do it now. I already know how I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next Saturday, and I hope everyone remembers that she's gonna do better.
Do better. I'll do better.
We will.
All right. And I'm going to end it.